Hey everybody, it's Cynthia Maynard, and today I have kind of an easy junk journal layout if you're kind of freaked out about bindings and things like that. Really, you have to remember junk journals, they're whatever you want them to be. There are so many different kinds of books and journals that there's really in the area of journals, it's really not. You can turn old books into journals. You can make little journals. You can make big journals. You can make staple journals. You can do Copic, or however you say that, the binding, different ways of binding. So today I'm going to show you a super simple one that anybody can do. It's featuring this Botanical Beauty die cuts with a view paper that the last couple months I've gotten from Joann's, and it's got beautiful, beautiful quality double-sided paper, and it's just perfect for a junk journal because it's got so many different textures and elements, and when you mix it with other papers you really get something quite unique and botanical, which is what I was kind of looking for. So let me just show you. This is the bare basics here. So all the paper that is from the paper stack, I have one Maggie Holmes stuck in there, is cut down from the 12 by 12 sheet to 12 by 9, so that when you fold it like this, you have a journal that is 6 by 9. Okay, so that's a good size, I feel like, for taking with you. You can still tuck it in a bag, you can take it with you, you can write on it quite lengthy, and you can still embellish it quite a bit. So let me just show you. I basically stacked some things up and then used my long stapler, which you can get at Amazon for about $10, a stapler that reaches all the way in here. So I just stapled it in 3 spots. Anyway, let me show you what I stacked. I haven't decorated it all yet. So this first page, I really loved that lavender color, so I have that as my cover, and I'm going to embellish this. You open it up, I have some grid paper that I have sewn to the die cuts that come with the journaling cards, and I just loved the flowers with that. And then this paper, and then I stuck some parchment paper that I had used to dry some when I had done some tea dyeing. So I took that parchment paper and cut that down to size, and I love that wrinkly textile, or tactile I should say, element about it, which is very fun. And then there's this paper. And then here, this is like a ledger, and so you can use these lines to write on. I have a tea-dyed 5x7 card, maybe. I don't know what the dimensions are, but one of the larger index cards. I have a Maggie Holmes that I cut a little bit longer, and then I folded it up and sewed it to. Oh no, I didn't. This is the cutoff of one of these other papers, and I sewed that on to make a pocket. Is this paper. I had just a big 5x7 note card that you can get those big boxes at like Joann's of note cards that I used. I like the craft element. Some more grid paper, and that's the middle. Goes the other way. I did some stenciling on that note card, and then as you can see, there's that pocket again. There's the other side of that ledger paper. I liked that flower, that parchment. And there and there. So then it's just a matter of adding tuck spots and a cover and all of that. And what's nice about the paper pad, it comes with tons of tags. It comes with cutter parts. I have some extra bits here that I can use. We've got all these great elements that you can add to it. I've made an envelope out of some digital paper that I have. I have like an old flashcard, I have a Tim Holtz card, and so forth. And then you can just go to town decorating that. I also took some parchment paper, and this is a Wendy Becky stamp that is, I think, called Lace, Tattered, or Vintage Lace maybe. And I heat embossed that on there. So lots of textural elements you can add to this, and we'll go ahead and decorate it, and then I'll show you the flip through. Okay, so I have the journal finished, and there's definitely room people can add you can always add to this and add ephemera and bits and things as you collect, and depending on how you're going to use the journal, it's not overly decorated, I guess you could say. So here's the cover, and I thought it turned out really fun. I have some of this green leafy trim. I used a couple doilies for texture because of this grow is in gold foil, so I thought the gold doily. This is a Prima doily. This is a Stampin' Up! Doily and some lace trim, and a couple of the cards, and then a flower from my stash there. I just love that purple. I really love purple. And I left the strings whenever I did sewing, so it has sort of those stringy bits coming off of there like that. Right, so you can open it up. Here's the first page, and you can definitely like post in pictures and glue them in and whatnot. Some grid paper that I sewed a couple of journaling pockets on, and so that's a pocket. Love these little seed flower, not seed, but flower, they remind me of seed packets. The flower cards are very vintagey. This beautiful green, I love this. And this is a Tim Holtz card that says, creativity is seeing things everywhere everyone else has seen and thinking what no one else has ever thought. So we all see the same things, but we put our own spin on it. This paper has one of these little flips here. Do some hidden journaling with that crinkle. This beautiful paper here. I put a little corner pouch in here so you could journal on these ledger lines. And I made a little file folder with some parchment. I sewed some parchment around and then folded it so it has that nice little crinkly bit there. Card. I made a little pocket by just flipping up some paper, punching a half circle and stapling together and rounding the corners. And so you could use that as a tuck spot. Think small here. So something that can tuck in there like that. Next page is a pocket, and this is a coin envelope that I had made another time. So you can put all sorts of things in there. It's very roomy. Little things you collect. Let's see here. Put it this way. Another tuck spot here in the corner. And again, you could glue down pictures and things, and journaling papers can be put in there. And other ephemera. The back side of that's really pretty as well. This is the Tim Holtz ephemera pack. Alright, that paper there, I just stapled this fun little ephemera bit here. I forget who this is. This is Boat Bunny. I forget. I got it Tuesday morning a long time ago. Good paper. The thing there. This is a flip up that says Hello Life. Put a little sort of book plate type thing on there as a handle, and I sewed, zigzagged all these papers so you could flip this up and journal on here. Really like how it turned out. Another pocket. This is a card that I backed onto some cardstock. It says, wherever life plants you, bloom with grace. And then one of the tags from the paper pad, I put some lace trim on there. So I glued it on two sides, that way you can tuck stuff in there like that. The other side of that card, that paper. I made an envelope with some paper and made some flowers from the collection as well and glued that on there, and inside is this little mini journal made out of some of that paper. This is the Eileen Hall needlebook die, and I took some of the good paper and just made like a little mini journal and just sewed that like that, and that tucks right in there. It's fun. Flower from something. It's a Tim Holtz flower, yeah, on there. A doily and a punch and some Eileen Hall dies there, just to make a little flip tab there. And then I made a pocket here so you can tuck stuff in here. I rounded a corner and glued it down on both sides. So that's all there is to it, but it's one signature. It's very easy to take with you, and yet it still has that crunchy, crinkly journal appeal, and I really like how it turned out. I really think it's a lot of fun. I love, at least for my personality, I love all the texture. I love all the variety of papers, and yet it's sort of vintagey, but it's still light with this purple and kind of summery and planty and botanical. It's kind of the theme of that. So hopefully you like that. Hopefully that gives you some ideas. Check out that paper pad from Joann's, and thanks so much for joining me. Have a great day.